black feet.
It's pretty dirty.
Next slide.
Everybody says yay. At least Audrey does. So she
We are live. Yeehaw. Next Sunday morning breakfast, bacon. We'll have real and English bacon.
Next Sunday morning breakfast, bacon.
Okay.
We'll have real
Eggs and pancakes at 9:45. It'll be our Patty breakfast, so come and have breakfast with Patty. It'll be his last time here. Then they get married the following week, and they go off on their honeymoon, and he goes back, and she stays here, and he'll be back at Thanksgiving and hopefully at Christmas, and until she finally goes and gets her work visa. So that usually takes a little bit of time.
Until she finally goes and gets her
whatever it is.
work visa.
Canadian bacon.
Whatever it is.
You know, the Canadians steal everything, so what can I say? All right. So, Pat, if you can hit that thing.
More delicious.
This, let's see.
Patty,
Sure, it'd be lovely if I did.
I think you've got control of it now.
No, because I think this hooked up to the cordless. There we go. Today's message.
Just hooked up to the cordless.
I just said that, didn't I?
Today's message.
Well, obviously, you knew, she knew, the rest of you know. No, next Thursday, next Sunday, no service.
She knew. The rest of you know.
This Sunday.
Next Thursday, next Sunday, no service.
Sunday. This Sunday. The following week, there will be no service. Caitlin's getting married. We have rehearsal. We have the wedding. Downtown will be closed on the 20th. They have the Harvest Fair anyhow. And so, no church on Thursday next week. No church on the 20th, which is Sunday. We will return
No church.
the following week
20th.
on the 24th,
We
Thursday,
will return
and the
the
27th,
following week
Sunday.
on the 24th.
All right.
Thursday. And the 27th. Sunday.
We are back streaming live. We're testing it to see how it all works.
We're back
Patty got it set up so
streaming
things are a little
live.
awkward, but
See
just
how
kind
it
of tonight is a test run, and hopefully we're doing it. But I'd like to be back on Facebook Live. I just think, or not Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube Live.
Hopefully we're doing it.
And then because we have a whole
YouTube Live.
category in there, we got a bunch of old videos in there, and it's just be nice to keep going. And I think that they probably appreciate us
Videos
being responsible for what we do.
probably
All right, so
being responsible for what we do.
love
All right, so
is all you need.
love
All you need is love.
is all you need.
I have a story I want to share.
All you need is love.
People have been coming to a wise man complaining about the same problems every time.
Complaining.
One day he told him a joke and everybody roared in laughter. After a couple minutes, he told them the same joke and only a few of them smiled.
He told them the same
When he told the same joke for the third time, no one laughed anymore, not even a smile. The wise man smiled, chuckling, and said, "You can't laugh at the same joke over and over, so why are you always crying about the same problem?"
At the same joke over and over, so why are you always crying about the same problem?
Something for us to think about, right? I love these stories that I found. Just little blurbs. They're ideas to help settle us in what we believe. We preach Jesus. We love Jesus. He loves us. We understand that we live in this wonderful time of grace. But yet sometimes the truth of Scripture, when it's brought into just the normalcy of today, really kind of goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. What am I complaining about? I have so much to be happy for." Today's message is about love. It's all about love. I think you guys all know why.
Today's message.
My daughter's getting married.
It's all about love. I think
How much fun that is.
my daughter's getting
Patrick's here from England. As a dad, I couldn't be happier. You know, it's one of those things where there'll be tears, there'll be emotions, but it's all going to be good, and yet it's still heartfelt. It's heartfelt. This is the way we should live. Why don't we always live this way?
It's heartfelt. This is the way.
This love is in the air. It is the way we live. Why isn't life always this way?
Love is in the air.
Why is it not always this way?
Why isn't life always this way?
Jesus came to give us life and to give it to us more abundantly. Why is it not
Jesus came to give
always
us life
this
and give
way?
it to us more abundantly. Why
I know. Can't always be that way. Well, why?
always this way?
I'm promised heaven is always going to be good.
Why?
There's nothing but good in heaven.
I'm promised.
Why are we
always
so
gonna be
off
good.
track here at times? And we all are. Come on. I know I am.
Why are we so
We
off
all get
track
off
here
track.
at times? And
Why
we
is
all
that?
are. Come on. I know I am.
Patty, if you could hit the slide.
Why is that?
Our first verse, because I'm not going to be saying this at the wedding, but I got to get it into them.
first
1
verse.
Corinthians
I'm
13.
not going to be saying this at the.
This is not
wedding, but I gotta get
our focus at the wedding. You know, weddings, you hear this a lot at weddings, but there's more to it than just weddings. But because of the wedding, I wanted to get it out there. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a ringing gong, clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, have absolute faith so as to move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor, exult in the surrender of my body, but have not love, I gain nothing.
But have not love, I gain.
Could it be that we look to other things to satisfy us? Is that why we don't always live in this era of love like Caitlin and Patrick are?
Is that why we don't always?
I mean, last night, Caitlin looked at Patty and said, you know what? We got to redo our honeymoon. We're driving too much. So they basically pulled the plug on everything that he had planned. And it was a neat plan, but he overdid it a little bit, the driving. Jordan kind of showed him, you're going to be driving for 40 hours in 9 days. That's a lot of driving to just get to where they were going to go. So they've changed everything. But you know what? How often would us today, Jimmy, would we get mad at our wife? Oh, come on, what do you mean? I planned this, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. But they're in love, so it's okay. Love is in the air. They just worked right through it. No problem.
So it's okay. Love is in the air. They just worked right through it. No problem.
Ooh. You know what I think?
You know what I think?
Could it be that we're looking for other things to satisfy us, like I said? Could it be that's what's wrong?
Could it be that we're looking for other?
Could it be that we want to be in the spotlight instead of realizing that true love is everyone's spotlight? I mean, look at these. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels. So in other words, you speak heavenly language. You speak this incredible language. You speak to men and they're in awe of your wisdom and your foresight.
Speak to men and they're in awe of
You're just a clanging gong if it's not done in love. In other words, it doesn't matter what you know or how well you know it. If you're not doing this from a heart of love, it really doesn't matter. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons. If you prophesy, if you have the gift of prophecy, and God speaks to you and you speak to others, but you get maybe a little hoity about it, a little high and lifted up on your own. You know what? You're just you're nothing.
high and lifted up on your
You're
own.
absolutely nothing.
You know what? You're just you're nothing.
You've taken a gift of God and you've made it the purpose instead of
You've taken a
Him
gift of
the
God
purpose
and you've made
instead
it
of
the
love
purpose
being the purpose.
Instead of Him.
And if
the
you give
purpose.
everything away,
Instead of love.
oh, look at me. Aren't I Superman, giving everything I
If you
own
give
to
everything
the poor?
away.
See, that's the wrong heart.
Look at me, aren't I?
We do things out of love. We don't do things for the spotlight. Could that be part of our problem? Could that be why we don't live this life of love? Why we're always striving for more? We're off target. We're not looking to others. We're not looking to Jesus. We're not looking to fulfill the commandment, which is to love God and to love others.
Looking to fulfill the commandment.
That's what
which
Jesus
is
said.
To love God. And to
Could
love
that
others.
be part of the struggle that we have in life?
Jesus said.
I think so.
Could that be?
We got
part
good
of the
news, though.
struggle that we have in life?
Doesn't have to be that
I
way.
think so.
I'm on a quest, man.
Good news.
I want my life to change. I'm an old man, 60 years old, and I don't care what anybody says. 60's the new 40. You know, let me help you. Let me remind you. 60's old.
60 years old.
It's a lot of years. It's a lot of experience. I'm not over, but it's, regardless, it's a lot of years, and it's a lot of experience. And when you do flooring and stuff for nearly 40 years of that, there's a lot of aches and pain to go with it.
Nearly 40 years of that.
It could be
There's a lot of aches.
very well experienced.
So you're 75.
It could be.
So,
Very well experienced.
point is to learn to live for love. Make love the focus.
To learn to live for love.
One of the things I adore about my future son-in-law is he's a happy dude.
One of the
I
things
tell
I
people
adore
this.
about my
I
future
tell my wife
son-in-law
this.
is he's
This guy's just a happy dude. He's just
tell
happy.
people this.
He's almost
My
slappy.
wife this guy's just a happy dude. He's just
It's
happy.
kind of crazy. I hear that a lot of the Brits are like that, though. You know, I don't know. I'm just happy my daughter has found a happy guy because, see, happy people, that kind of ushers the desire to love and to be nice and to be kind.
That kind of ushers the desire to love.
Yeah,
to be nice,
there you go.
To be kind.
Too much money.
There you go.
So how do we love? Right? How do we love? If we're going to love, how do we
How
love?
do we love? Right? How do we love? If we're
How
gonna
can we
love,
tell
how
if
do
we
love?
understand that we are truly in God's light of love
How
and
can
not
we tell
seeking
if
our
we
own promotion?
understand that we are truly
How do we
God's
know that?
light of love?
How do we know that we're doing love? That we are understanding what love is? Because we're all going to goof up, okay? We say this every week.
Understanding.
Probably say it every week because I always goof up.
Goof up.
I remind myself, oh yeah, I
say
goof
this
up.
every week. Probably say it every
But
week.
how do we
I
know
goof up.
if we're living
I
love?
remind myself, oh, yeah.
Next slide, please, Patrick.
But how do we know if we're living love? Next slide.
Love is patient. Love is kind. Does not envy, does not boast, is not proud,
Love is kind.
is not rude, is not
envy,
self-seeking,
is not
is not
is
easily
not proud,
angered,
is not
keeps
rude,
no
is
account
not
of wrongs.
self-seeking, is not
Love takes no
easily
pleasure in
angered,
evil,
keeps
but
no
rejoices in
account of
truth.
wrongs.
It bears all things,
Love
believes
takes no
all
pleasure in
things,
evil,
hopes all
rejoices
things,
in
and
truth,
endures
bears
all things.
believes all things.
Wow,
hopes
that's a lot.
all things, and endures
That's a lot.
all things.
Let's look at these a little closer. Next
a lot.
slide.
That's a lot.
Hit it again.
Let's look at these a little closer. Next
Love is
slide.
patient. Love is patient. Relax.
Love is
Right.
patient.
It is a key ingredient to love, is learning to relax. If you're patient, you are relaxed. You're not going to be this way, but really, right? If you're patient, you got to relax.
You're not going to be this way.
When I first met my wife, I was one of these ones, if I was 15 minutes early, I was late.
When I first met my wife, I was one
We
of these
had
ones
some
that was
times.
15 minutes
Early
I was
on.
late.
Because my wife thinks if you're 15 minutes late, you're on time.
Early on.
And that's true. And she'll admit it. I might be stretching the time a little bit, but I don't really think so.
And that's true.
And it used to really frustrate me. I mean, a lot. It frustrated me a lot. I had to learn to
Really
relax.
frustrate me. I mean, a lot. It frustrated
Be
me a lot.
patient.
I had
In
to
love, be
learn to
patient.
relax.
You know, when you're patient with people that upset
In
you, and
love,
it's hard, I know. But when you're patient with people that upset you, you are showing them love. When you're patient with things that you don't agree with, you're showing love.
them love.
You're
When
living love.
patient with things that you
What's the
don't
next one?
agree with, you're showing love.
Hit it again.
You're living love.
Love is kind.
What's the next one?
Kindness is never wasted. You know that,
It's
right?
kind.
Kindness is never wasted.
It's never wasted.
It's never a waste.
Kindness.
I forgot to do the communion. Somebody want to do that for me?
I forgot to do the.
Devil did it.
Somebody want to do that for me?
Thanks. I just thought of that. I want to do communion, especially because we're not going to be here next week. But see, if you're kind, it's never wasted. Don't ever. Oh, I wait. No, kindness is never wasted.
But see, if you're kind, it's never
What was that
wasted.
thing? You know, my mother used to say, "Kill him with kindness." Never did quite understand that one.
What was that thing?
That just seems
you know,
kind of like an
my mother
oxymoron.
used
What do you
to
mean, kill them with
Never
kindness?
did quite understand that one. That just seems kind of
Kindness is never wasted
When
on
you kill
people.
them with
It's
kindness.
never, ever wasted. Never wasted. Because if you're kind,
wasted.
don't you feel good?
Never.
It's not about how it's received, it's about what you're
If you're
doing.
kind, don't you feel
And that's
good?
love.
It's not about how
Next
it's
one.
received, it's about what you're doing.
Hit it
And
again.
that's love.
Love does not envy. I love this little meme I found here. Love looks
Love
through a
does not
telescope,
envy. I
envy
love
through a
this little
microscope.
Meme I found here.
Sometimes
Love
we need to see
through a
the
telescope,
big picture.
envy through a microscope.
Don't get so caught up in the little
Big
things.
picture.
I've had people tell me that
Don't
I
get
bugged
so
them.
caught
Right,
up in the
I take
little
these reading
things.
glasses on and off, on and off.
I've had
I'm
people
sorry.
Tell me that I bugged them.
It's a microscope,
Right,
folks.
Take these reading glasses on and off, on and off.
And I get it.
Sorry.
I get it. I irritate myself doing it. It's a bad habit.
And I get it.
But love
I
looks
get
through a
it.
telescope.
I irritate myself doing it.
Think about that
Bad
next time.
habit.
That you're gonna
Love
nitpick.
looks through a telescope.
Because you will.
Think about that.
We all do.
That you're going
Think
to
about
nitpick.
it. Oh man. Wait a minute.
Will.
Let me
We
just
all do.
let me see the horizon.
Think about it. Oh man. Wait a minute.
Let me
Let me
imagine
see
my
the
life
eyes.
without this person. Well, that's an awful thought.
Let me
Let me just
imagine
let me
my
just
life
enjoy
without this
them.
person. Well, that's an awful thought. Let me just enjoy them.
See, envy will make you want what they have. And love is just going to say, I'm
Envy
happy.
will make you want what they
I'm so happy that your life is going the way it's going, and you're doing as
Love
well
is
as you're
just
doing.
gonna say,
How can I help you do better?
I'm so happy that your life is going the way it's going. You're doing as
Next
well as
one.
you're doing. How can I help you do better?
And love does not boast. If you want to read this is a pretty good one. See, if
Love
you're not
does
boasting,
boast.
what are
If you? Want to
you?
read
You're
this is
humility, right? You're humble.
See,
You're
if you're
boasting.
not boasting,
You're giving credit to where credit is due. And where's credit due? Well, we're in a church. You shouldn't have to think too hard about
giving
this.
credit to where credit is due. And where's credit due?
You give all the
We're
credit
in
to the
church.
Lord for our life.
You
All the
shouldn't think
good,
hard about this.
all the things that in our life
All
that
the
are
credit to the Lord
worthwhile.
for our life. All the good, all the things
Think
that
about
in our
it.
life that are
Not,
worthwhile.
oh, look at how well I'm doing. But
Think about
man,
it.
look what the Lord is doing for me.
Oh, look at how
That's
well,
love.
But
See, there's a purpose to all this. Like I said, normally you'll hear this at a wedding, and it really it's a nice thing, but it really isn't a
normally you
wedding
hear this
dirge.
At a wedding, and
Honestly,
it really
it's
is a
more
nice thing, but it really
dirge.
isn't
It's a
a
good
wedding
word, right? Steve, you
dirge.
like that?
Honestly,
It's a song. It's a bad song.
Dirge. It's a good word, right? Steve, you like that?
Couldn't think of a good word, so I thought I'd throw dirge in there. Steve enjoyed that one.
Couldn't think of a
But-
good
but
word, so I thought I'd throw
The
dirge.
point is love is a way of life. It isn't this moment confessing your love.
The point is,
It's a way of
love
living.
It's a way of life. It
And
isn't
if you
this
truly
moment
love, you don't
confessing your
boast.
love. It's a way of living.
Man has
You truly
free
love,
will,
you don't boast.
and therefore the grace or power of God is fully manifested in him
Free will.
only when he wholly
Therefore,
gives
the
himself
grace or power of
over
God is
to
fully
God.
manifested in him only when he
You're not
wholly gives
boasting.
himself
That's humility.
over
That's
to God.
allowing grace to fully come alive in your life.
You're not boasting.
Give
That's
yourself over
humility.
to Him.
That's allowing grace. to
Continue
fully
on
come
there, young
alive
man.
in your life. Give yourself over to
Love is not proud. I like this one. Always go for someone who is not only
Love is
proud
not proud.
to have
I like
you.
this one. Always go for someone who is not
We'll
only
take
proud
every risk just to keep
have
you. See, that's not being
We'll take
proud. Being
every
proud
risk
is arrogant and of your doing. No, you're proud to have this person in your life. Oh man, I'd do anything to keep them.
Of your doing.
That's for you,
you're
Patty.
proud to have this
That's for you,
person in
Katie.
your life. Oh man, I'd do anything to keep
You'll
them.
do anything to keep them.
That's for you, Patty. That's for you, Katie.
It means everything to you.
You'll do
Love is not
anything
proud. Love does not puff up.
to you.
Love allows the other to take all the spotlight and you push it off onto them, onto God. You don't walk yourself around
and
prideful.
You push it off onto them, onto
Keep
God.
going.
You don't walk yourself around prideful.
Love is not rude.
Keep going.
How people treat other people is a
Love is
direct
not
reflection
rude.
of how they feel about themselves.
People treat other people as a
There's one
direct
for you,
reflection of how they feel about
Love that.
themselves.
How are you treating others?
There's one for you, huh?
That reflects who you are. That could be
How are you
rude,
treating
or it
others?
could be the exact opposite.
That
It
reflects
could
who
be
you
love. See, all these things that I'm telling you that is not, the opposite of what it's not is love.
See, all these things that I'm telling
Love
you
is not rude.
the
So
opposite
you're
of
either
what it's
rude
not is
or you
love.
love. You show
Love is
love.
not rude.
You
So
walk in
You're either
love.
rude or you love.
Next one, Patty.
Show love. You walk in love.
Love is not self-seeking.
Okay?
Not about you.
Love is not
When
self-seeking.
we're in love, we seek others.
Not about you.
We can't really know love outside of
In
love
love,
of
we
God.
seek
We really
others.
can't. What we'll feel are
No
emotions.
love outside of the love.
But
of
true
God.
love
We really can't.
rests in the Lord.
What we'll feel are emotions.
It's not seeking. It's not seeking for yourself,
love
but it's basically
rests in the
seeking
Lord.
God and seeking
It's not
to
seeking. It's not
have
seeking
Him
for
open
yourself,
doors for
but it's
those
basically
around you.
Seeking God and seeking
All week long,
to have Him
Debbie's been
open
talking
doors
about
for
what she's
those
going to do
around
this Sunday with the kids. I mean, it's
you. All week
exciting.
long, Debbie's
It's
been
exciting
talking about
because
what
you know
she's
what?
gonna
This
do
is just
Sunday
something
with the
kind of
kids.
new that we get.
It's
We have a
exciting.
young man having a birthday.
Exciting because you know what? This is just something
Better come on
kinda
Sunday
new.
because next week on your birthday we're not going to be here.
Having a birthday.
So we got a little something for you.
Better come on Sunday.
And I know
because
she's
next week
planning
on
in the
your
back
birthday,
because she
we're not
wants to make it special.
got a little
See, that's
something
not
for you.
self-seeking. That's love. That is really love. That is this good, joyous feeling. And where you're hopefully a little more excited now, Junior. She's been excited all week. She's been planning and scheming up ideas.
She's been excited all week.
That's love.
Planning and scheming up ideas.
Self-seeking would be, I'm going to go golfing 5 days a week. We talked about that too. But.
Self-seeking would be, I'm going to go golf.
Yeah, it would be, especially the way I played on Tuesday. It'd be really bad. But
Yeah, it
love
would,
is not
especially the way I played
self-seeking.
on Tuesday.
Love is seeking to do for
But
others.
love is not
Go ahead,
self-seeking. Love is seeking.
Love is not easily angered. I love this picture. Can you be the smiling
Love is not
face
easily angered.
in the sea of angry people?
I love this picture.
Look
Can you be
how
the
it
smiling
stands
face
out. I just thought it was a
in the
wonderful
sea of
meme.
angry people?
That, you know what? That's what we want to be.
I just thought it was a wonderful
Too often
meme.
we get caught up in all this.
That's what
This
we
is
want
what
to
we
be.
want to be.
Too often
We want to be that one that when they walk into the room, all the other ones are thinking, oh, that happy person's
one
here.
that when they walk into the room, all
The person that brings joy into my life. My life is jacked up right now, but you know what?
the person that brings joy into my life.
A happy
My life
person's
is
here. And
jacked
see
up
that
right now.
this
But
person
you know what?
hasn't changed to meet all these. They remain. They're not easily angered. They don't get
This person
upset.
hasn't
The things aren't
changed
going
to
well.
meet all these. They remain. They're not
Continue
easily
on.
angered. They don't get upset. The things aren't going well.
Love keeps no account of
Continue
wrongs.
on.
Don't keep score.
Love keeps no account of wrong.
Don't get even. So important.
Don't keep score.
One of the things is
Don't
don't go
get
to.
even.
They say don't go to bed
So
angry.
important.
You know what I say? Don't wake up
One of the
angry.
things is don't go to. They say don't
Because
go
here,
to bed
if you're like me,
angry.
it's gonna be
You
a
know
couple
what I
nights
say?
in your life you're gonna go to bed angry.
'Cause here, if you're
Sorry,
like me,
it's just the way it is.
be a couple
Don't
nights.
wake up angry.
Like,
Get
go to
over
bed
it.
angry.
Have a really rotten night's
Just the way
sleep.
it
Talk
is.
to the Lord all night.
Don't
Get
wake up
over
angry.
it.
Get over it.
Get up in the morning and,
Have a
and
really
get up
rotten
and
night's
have a
sleep.
better
Talk to the
day.
Lord all night. Get over it.
Don't go to bed
Get up in the
angry.
morning
You know,
and get
that's
up
a
and have a
platitude,
better
man. I'm
day.
sorry. It just does not always work for me. Sometimes
bed
the
angry.
best thing you can do is go to bed.
Man, I'm sorry. It just-
Can't get no more trouble if you shut your mouth and shut your
The
eyes.
best thing you can do is go to bed. Can't get no more trouble if you shut your mouth. And
Sometimes
shut
it's the best thing to do. It's like, I gotta go to bed now.
That's just the best thing to do.
Don't keep count. Don't
I gotta
keep
go to bed
score. Let it go.
Don't keep count. Don't
Be
keep
thankful
score.
that the person that you love loves you enough to know it's time for them to go to
Be
sleep.
thankful that the person that you love loves you enough
Continue
to know
on.
it's time for them to go
We're
to
almost
sleep.
done.
Continue on.
Love takes no pleasure in evil. I mean, this is evil. Enemy, hatred, revenge, anger,
Love
pain,
takes no
regrets,
pleasure in
bitterness, conflict. That's all evil stuff.
Enemy, hatred,
That-
revenge,
this is
anger,
what
pain,
happens
regrets, bitterness,
If your focus is on evil,
This is what happens.
there's evil in this world.
If
We have all these
you
things.
focus
Don't
on
focus
evil,
on the evil. Recognize it, acknowledge it, focus on
we have all these
love.
things. Don't focus
Because
on
love doesn't
evil.
take the pleasure in it. It doesn't
Recognize
want to be around
acknowledge it,
evil.
focus on
Doesn't
love.
give it the time of day. Acknowledges it, knows it's
Doesn't
there.
want to be around evil.
We don't live
Doesn't give it the
like
time
in,
of
you know,
day. Acknowledges
fairy
it,
tale
knows
land.
it's there.
But we don't take no pleasure in it. In other words, we don't join in. and all the nonsense.
But we don't take no pleasure in it. In other words, we don't
Challenge for all
join
of us,
in
I'm sure.
on all the nonsense.
Carry on, Patrick.
Challenge for all of us, I'm sure.
Love rejoices in truth. Trust in his timing. Rely on his promises. Wait for his answers. Believe in his miracles. Rejoice in his goodness and relax in his presence.
Rejoice in his goodness and relax.
You know what?
In his
You can do that. You're going to be that yellow smiley face
You know
in a
what?
sea of blue.
You can do that.
Because that's it.
You're gonna be one. You're gonna be that
That's
yellow
the package.
smiley face in the sea of blue.
That has it all covered.
That's
These are
the
promises
package.
of God. Trusting, relying, waiting, believing, rejoicing,
These are
relaxing.
promises of God.
That's what he did.
Trusting,
That's
relying,
what he'll
waiting,
give us.
believing,
That is
rejoicing,
love.
relaxing.
That is truth.
That's what he did. That's what he'll
God's
give us.
truth
That
is
love.
positive.
That is truth.
God's truth will give you
God's truth is
hope
positive.
and a promise for a
God's
future.
truth will give you
I think we're just about done.
and a promise for a future.
Yes. A couple more.
About done.
Love bears all things.
Couple more. Love
True
bears all
empathy
things.
requires that you step outside your own emotions to view things entirely from the perspective
True
of
empathy
the other
requires that
person.
you step outside your own emotions to view things entirely from
Just
the
bear with it.
perspective of the
You don't
other
have to
person.
agree with it. Look at it, see it, and bear with it
Just bear with
sometimes.
it. You don't have to agree.
Sometimes
with
we just need to
it. Look
bear
at it,
with the person
see
we
it,
love.
and bear with it. Sometimes.
Because we're not going to agree.
Sometimes we just need to bear with the person.
You know, we live in a very strong political climate.
We're not going to agree.
You're not going to agree on everything.
You know, we live in a very strong.
And those of you who say we
political
agree to disagree,
You're not
that's
gonna agree
impossible.
on everything.
By
Those of you
definition.
who say we agree to disagree.
If you disagree,
that's
you're not
impossible.
agreeing. And if you both disagree, that's not an agreement, that's a
If you
disagreement.
disagree, you're not
Okay?
agreeing.
You cannot agree to
If you
disagree.
disagree,
That's
not an
disagreeing.
agreement. That's a disagreement.
Accept
Okay?
it.
You cannot.
It's okay.
agree to disagree. That's
You don't have to agree. Ellen DeGeneres said something that just blew me away. I just loved
You
it.
don't have to agree.
Many of the things she says I don't buy into, but she was talking about friends. We don't have to agree with everything our friends are, but I'm still going to be their friends. Because she sat at a ball game with George Bush, the retired president. And you know, people were up and, oh, how can you do that? It's just like, my goodness, he's not a devil. He's actually a pretty good guy. You don't have to agree with his politics, but
My goodness.
in his heart, he's a good man.
He's actually a pretty good guy. You don't have to agree with his politics.
And she just said, you know what, I don't have to agree with everything he says or does. I don't have to agree with, they don't have to agree with me, but we can still be friends. We should be friends with everything. I thought that was just a wonderful way to look at it. That's bearing all things. Sitting next to somebody, you're going, I don't know, Z.
Bearing all things. Sitting
I don't
next to
know.
somebody, you're going,
I bear her, I'll tell you what.
Z.
Couple more, Patrick.
I bear her, I'll tell you what.
Love believes all things. Good things come to those who believe.
Love believes all.
Better things come to those who wait.
Good things come to those who
The
believe.
best things come to those who
Better
don't
things
give
come to
up.
those who wait.
Believe
best
all
things
things are
come
possible
to
for you.
those.
All things. What do you want? All things. That's what love says.
Believe all things. Are
Love believes all things. Right now, those two in the back, they believe anything. You can tell them anything, they believe.
Love believes all things. Right now, those two
That's
in
a
the
good
back, they
thing.
believe anything.
And
You can tell
I
me anything.
hope that they never lose that.
That's a good thing.
I really do.
And I
It's just the
hope
best
that
the
they
best
never
way to
lose
live. And I think we have one more.
It's just the best way to live. And I think we have one more.
Love hopes in all things. I use this because this man had tremendous hope. He lived in a day and age that everything was stacked against him, but he had hope in
He lived
Jesus.
in a day and age.
He was a true believer.
Everything was
He
stacked
wanted
against him.
equality. He was a non-violent protester.
He was
By
a true
definition,
believer.
I don't think we've
He
seen
wanted
that
equality.
since
He was a
his life was taken back in
non-violent
1968.
protester. By
Such a
definition,
non-violent
I don't
man
think we've
who,
seen that
but he
since
spoke the
his
truth
life
and he
was taken
spoke
back
it boldly, and he
Such a
hoped in all
non-violent man
things.
who- But he spoke.
He was
the
a good
truth.
man.
He spoke it boldly.
He was a
And
good man.
he
We can
hoped in
learn
all
from that.
things.
But Jesus says it
He was a
best.
good man.
Love hopes in all
He
things.
was a good man.
That's what the Word
We
of
can
God
learn from
says.
that. But Jesus
And
said
finally,
it best. Love hopes in all things. That's what the
Love
book
endures
says.
old things.
And finally,
What better than see two old people sitting there arm in
Love
arm,
endures all
thinking,
things.
I look at a picture like this and I think,
what
can
better
you
than to
imagine
see two old
the
people
years,
sitting
the
there,
stories,
arm in arm, thinking,
what they
I look at a
both
picture
had to
like this,
endure,
I think, can you imagine?
and yet there they are,
The stories
together, in their old age.
both had to endure.
What a wonderful
There
picture.
they are.
This
together
is a
in their
true
old age.
picture of love.
What a
Because
wonderful-
love will endure all things.
This
What
is
do
a
you have to
true
endure?
picture of
What
love.
are you facing in life?
'Cause
What
love
is it
will
that's staring you in the face?
What do you have to endure?
You wanna
What are you
fight?
facing in life?
Well,
what is it that's staring
that's
you
one
in
way
the
to do it.
face? You want to fight?
Or do you want to love
Well,
and let Jesus
that's
fight
one
for
way to
you?
do it.
Do you want to just sit back and go, you know what,
You
Lord,
wanna love.
I'm going to endure this because
Let Jesus fight.
I have your love in me and
You
I
wanna
know I
just
can
sit back
get
and go, You
through.
know what, Lord? I'm going to endure this.
Tonight,
I have your love in me.
we've kind of focused a little bit
Tonight,
on love.
we've kind of focused a little bit.
And it's because Caitlin and Patty are getting married. And I want them to think about love. I want you guys to think about love. I think, I truly believe
I want him to
that as we
think about-
focus
I want
back
you
on
guys to think
what's
about love.
important
I
in
think
life, it's the only thing that matters.
Truly believe that as we focus back
What
on
else could matter?
what's important in life, it's the only
We
thing
make
that
other things matter. And we make other things matter, and then you know what happens? Oh, what's the
matters. We
matter?
make other things matter.
Right?
And we make other
You're
things
bothered,
matter.
you're
Then you know what
upset,
happens?
you're bewildered.
Right?
But love will endure things, all things. Love will get you through everything. When you can allow love to be your focus, when you can allow when life is
You can allow
crashing in all around you,
your focus.
I
When
think
you can allow when life
if you can do that,
is crashing in all around
go ahead and look at them. You can act like those two.
If you can do that,
My daughter's just slappy happy. My daughter is just stupid
act
happy.
like those.
And it brings tremendous joy to a dad.
My daughter is just
I want that for her always. That's what I want for her.
tremendous joy to it.
That's what I want for every
I want that
one
for
of
her
you.
always. That's what I want for her.
That's
what I
it.
want for every
That'd be a
one
good
of
emoji. But that's what I want for and you know what? Some of us have got some scars and bruises and
her.
current
That's what I want
angst.
for her. And you know what? Some of
But
us
we've gone through a
have got
list, and I
scars and
encourage you,
bruises
read
and
1
current
Corinthians
angst.
13.
But we've gone
And be
through a list.
encouraged.
And
Whatever
I
you're
encourage
facing,
you.
sometimes
Read 1
you got to
Corinthians
endure.
13.
Sometimes you got
And
to
be
fight
encouraged.
through.
Whatever you're
Sometimes,
facing.
and to fight through means
Sometimes
you have to just
gotta
rest and
endure.
trust and believe.
Sometimes you gotta
But that's fighting.
fight
Fighting
through.
the
Sometimes
good
fight through
fight
means you have
of
to just
faith.
rest and trust and believe. But
That
that's
fight is allowing
fighting
God to do the
good
fight for you
fight
and
of
resting
faith.
in His promises. All these promises
That fight is
of what
allowing
love
God
is
to do
and
the
what
fight
love
for you
isn't.
And resting in His promises. All these promises.
Can I get somebody
of
to
what
pass
love
out the
is
communion?
And what love isn't.
Hey, Abby.
Can I get somebody to pass out the?
There's one final thing to look at. This is how 1 Corinthians 13 ends.
To look
One more
at.
slide.
This is how
Love never
1
fails.
Corinthians 13 ends. One more slide.
Love never
Love
fails.
never fails.
Hold on to that.
Love
Whatever you're facing,
never
look at it through the lens of love and realize
Hold on to that.
the promise
Whatever you're
is
facing,
love
look at it
will
through the lens of
never
love and
fail.
realize
God
the
is
promise
love.
is love will never.
He will never fail.
love.
Whatever we are looking at, when we allow
He will
the
never
lens
fail.
of love,
Whatever.
when we allow love to be
we allow
our marker,
the lens
when
of
we
love.
act like young people in love,
Love to be our marker.
tell me,
When
life
we
is going to be,
act like
it's going to be
young
better. It's
people
going to
in
be
love.
different. It's going to be nice.
Tell me, life is
Very
gonna be-
nice.
It's gonna be
What do
better.
you
It's
call
gonna
it,
be
Patty? Real
different. It's gonna be
nice.
nice.
He says it's real nice.
What do you call it, Patty?
Real
nice.
So that's my
He
message
says
for you
it's
all.
real.
You can go ahead and cut it off there, Patrick.
So
We'll see how that
that's my
worked out.
message for you all. You can go ahead and cut it off there, Patrick. We'll see how that worked out. We will segue to our communion. got